The wins.
Aztecs are going to the final.
All right. Let's go, Aztec Nation. Stand up. The Aztecs are in the Final Four. I don't know how much more excited I could be today, but it's your host, Mateo San Diego, wearing his Mensa Mania t-shirt because everybody knows the Aztecs are in the Final Four because I wore this shirt. Because I wore the shirt. Okay, I am joined. It's a Sons of Montezuma podcast. Kiss the Rings crew. Both of my co-hosts are with me, and I am excited. San Diego State is in the Final Four. You cannot stop him. You can only hope to contain this man. He called it way back when we were in Vegas at the Mountain West tournament. We were eating our crazy birthday dinner for him, and he called it SD Sports Fiend. What is going on? How are you feeling, Fiend?
I got something in my eye. Oh man. Yeah. Feeling pretty good, man. What a day to be an Aztec basketball fan. Probably the best day in the history of its program. Aztecs moving on to the Final Four. What a thrilling game and finish against Creighton. We were all there at McGregor's to experience it, and man, I am exhausted. I'm so many emotions right now. I'm exhausted. I'm exhilarated. I can't wait for next weekend. So many thoughts going through my head. I am just loving it, and we are all celebrating here in San Diego for our beloved Aztecs.
All right, 57-56, the Aztecs win, Fiend. We were there together at McGregor's. A big shout out to McGregor's. The place was absolutely packed. It was absolutely packed. Got to give a big shout out to AleSmith as well. Mike toured a lot. You're up there in Reno. What's the scene like out there for you, going crazy in the household? I mean, come on, man. The Aztecs made it to the Final Four. Who would have thought?
Well, apparently Fiend. Like this is just an incredible opportunity and moment for the team and in the program and stuff like that, and just survive in advance. Your guys against ours. I mean, the fact that we've had 4 different scorers in 4 different games and held teams to like 20 plus below their average. It's incredible. And like I said in that whole podcast, you gotta have a lot of magic. And we've had some good opportunities, so that 23-5 run on Alabama after we were down by 9 was epic. That changed the whole dynamic of game. I don't know if we had that in us last year. So yeah, man, it's rad. I mean, it's awesome, dude. Like I am excited. Why wouldn't you be?
Well, we were talking with Jorge, our producer on the show, on the live stream. Big shout out to Jorge. He's an Aztec for life, and he's helping us out go live right now. So everybody, if you're checking in on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter, all that good stuff, make sure that you subscribe to us on YouTube. We've been doing this thing, Sons of Montezuma, from day one. Hey, big shout out to Dirtball Dan, K5 James, everybody watching, all the Sons of Montezuma podcast crew. This is a day that we're never going to forget. This is a day that crosses bounds of anything you may think of. It's not just a San Diego State thing. And that's what we all need to get in our minds. This is a San Diego sports treasure, landmark. I mean, this thing extends beyond San Diego County in general because there's alums all over the nation, whether you're watching in Asia, in Europe, in Africa. I mean, you'd be surprised, guys. I mean, I see the numbers, I see who's watching us, and it's all over the world. The Aztec Nation reaches all over. Mike, you called it, man. You said in order to win this tournament, players got to play outside of their mind. Players are going to have to just perform bigger than themselves. They need to have the game of their lives. And what we've seen from Darian Trammell these last 2 games, man, I cannot be more happy to see the kind of performance that he's put forth, to see his post game with Dutcher, just emotional, breaking down, talking about how he's playing for his family, for where he comes from. Dude, I know all Aztec Nation was with me. Just you felt that deep, because we've been dying for a championship, and we'll get there. We're going to talk about that. But for this Final Four, it's such a landmark accomplishment for this team. Tell me about San Diego sports, Mike, because you're a San Diego guy. I'm a San Diego guy. We're born and raised. Like, we understand what it means for San Diego to accomplish a Final Four. Tell me about that.
I mean, it's a massive, I feel like we're that Charlie Brown, San Diego sports, like that Charlie Brown thing where they whip the football out from them. You know what I mean? It's always just there, just almost there. And then you have like a Marlon McCree, or you have Tino Martinez at that Grand Slam in New York, and then everything falls off the rails. The thing with but so it's just having the opportunity to get there. And like, this is incredible, dude. Now that the Chargers aren't there, you have San Diego State basketball, where we all went to school there. It's the team, it's the pro basketball team in the thing, and it's incredible, man. Like, it's definitely, as we get older, we realize what it means to these kids to have an opportunity to get where they've always dreamed of being. And we're just happen to be fans of the team. And yeah, the players come and go, but they're special teams. And I think we can take that technically off the greatest team in San Diego sports, San Diego State basketball and Mountain West history. We talked to Lamont early in the year, and I said, you have the opportunity to do it. And they've done it, but I don't think anything's finished yet, obviously.
I love that you bring up Lamont, because it's true. If you listen to the press conference after the Alabama game, in the press conference, Lamont was really talking about, like, hey, I was speaking things from the beginning of the season that this team, we can make a deep run. And he was really expressing himself like, look, this is just all the hard work we put in the offseason. I could see this team, we can make a deep run. And I mean, come on, guys. Nobody was giving San Diego State a chance. None of the national media was giving us a chance to beat Alabama. None of them were giving us a chance to even beat Creighton, even though we were the better seed. We were still the underdog to Creighton. Fiend, with the game that you saw today in front of your face there at McGregor's on the screen, we were going crazy. We were frustrated for a large part of the game because we knew that this team we knew we were better than Creighton. Come on, we knew we were better than them, and we knew we wanted it more than them because of last year. So, I mean, what was the first thing that really stood out to you in this game as a whole?
I mean, as a whole, just the resolve of this team. And, this is really, like you said, this transcends not only San Diego State and San Diego. This is really for the Mountain West too, and I brought this up on Twitter. We're a battle-tested team because we had a target on our back all season, a C-level team playing at elevation in really hostile environments where they all wanted to get a win against San Diego State. So we've been had our backs against the wall all season, and that has just sharpened us to be the team that we are today, that you see today. Like you said, Mike, we didn't panic when we got down to Alabama. When we were down 5 points at halftime to Creighton, and it did not look good, we didn't panic. We came out strong in that second half and tied it up. I think we went ahead. So that's what I love about this team is the grit, the never say die attitude that they have, and just the trust and belief in themselves and their coaches that they can get the job done. And that's what March is all about. It's all about survive and advance. And now we are 2 wins away from a national championship. I could not even dream that at the beginning of the season, right? I mean, we all said, okay, if we just get to the Sweet 16, that's going to be a great year. But now we are 2 wins away. We are in the Final Four for the first time ever in our program history. I am just so excited for this ride, man. I am so excited for this ride.
Okay, so just in a few moments, we're going to bring in our content creator, Mike Miñares and Tyler Purchase. They've been doing a great job for us, giving their insights, actually writing it down in their articles, the previews and the recaps. So we want to bring in those guys in just a second. I see you guys on YouTube. Thank you guys for joining the chat. People want to know when the team is coming in tonight. Listen, this is never happened. We've never gotten this close to a championship, San Diego. So, hey, the team comes in at midnight on campus. I'm going to be down there. I don't know about you guys. You know, hey, I'm going to definitely be down there. So whoever wants to join down there, we're going to be down there to celebrate the guys. You know, we had an opportunity, and just to bring things down just a little bit, we had an opportunity to really research some of the Aztec legends of back in the day. San Diego State actually won a national championship in the 40s. Now, of course, this wasn't the NCAA championship. This wasn't the tournament as we know it, but they won it a long time ago during the World War II era. Milky Phelps actually was the leader of the team. He was a war hero. He died in his service. His number is retired. Technically, it's not hanging in Viejas for some reason. I hope you guys watch that episode. Definitely go check it out. The team came back from winning that national championship, and they were greeted by San Diegans celebrating that championship. So I want to encourage everybody to go check that out. Go support. Go show up. Go show this team some love. So, okay, we're going to bring in our next 2 content creators, part of the Sons of Monty Kiss the Rings crew, Mike Miñares and Tyler Purchase. Hey, we got it done. We're in the Final Four. Are you guys going to Houston? Is everybody going to Houston, or am I the only one? Who's all going to Houston with me? What's up? What's up, Mike?
I'll see you there, Mateo. Because you know what? Right here, baby. Last time the Final Four in Texas. Yo, in the house. Can't have a Final Four in Texas without Miñares, man. I am there. We are there. Where you at,
Hey.
Mikey G? You gonna be there, Mikey G? You stick to Mountain West tournaments. What? This is the big tournament. Come and join us, brother. Where you at?
No, unfortunately, I have prior commitments I have to adhere to.
Well, I'm spring breaks right now, so
Let's go. Let's go.
yeah.
All right, guys. So as we said, 57-56, the Aztecs defeat Creighton. I mean, guys, this tournament has set up to be, you know, we said it before the conference tournament. This was Brian Dutcher's redeemed team. This has the opportunity to really knock off the teams that took us out last year. What a difference a year makes, right, guys? So we took out Creighton. We got that redemption victory. Now, I mean, well, do we want to move forward? Can we talk about the game a little bit? Because let's talk about the additions to the team. And, you know, hey, we had what it took to win the game last year. There's no doubt in my mind. We had everything we needed to win that game last year. But now this season, let's just talk about the new additions a little bit, okay? So we got Darian Trammell, we got Jaden Ledee, and we got Micah Parrish. Now, okay, Mike, I know you're a big Micah Parrish guy, so we all are. He wasn't hitting today, right? But man, every time he took a shot, I felt great. I was like, you know what, man, keep shooting, because it's going to be that one shot that he hits that's going to be the most, like, just important shot. It didn't happen, but dude, this team, I feel completely confident in this team's ability that, you know what, let Micah keep shooting. Let him keep shooting. Darian Trammell came up big these last 2 tournament games. I mean, nobody saw that coming. Nobody saw this coming except for Darian Trammell and his family and his backers and the people who really know him. I mean, this is just an unbelievable run that nobody really saw coming. I think if you asked every San Diego sports fan, they would probably be like, oh, hey, okay, we made it to Alabama. Great. You know, awesome. Nobody thought we were going to beat Alabama. And so we're so elated because we're doing something. The Aztecs are doing something that nobody expected. So, any other thoughts? Mike Mignarez, Tyler Purchase. I asked the two guys what their thoughts on this game was. What are your guys' first like general overview thoughts on this game?
Go ahead, Tyler. I'll let the younger go first.
Okay. I just thought we kind of just wore them down. Like we just kind of like guarded them full court in the first half, and I even thought when we did that, they played like they don't play their bench at all. So I believe that I expected us to win. I just thought that if we just played how we did, that we were gonna win. I've heard talking about Micah Parrish not hitting a shot. I heard that Micah Parrish is dealing with like a wrist thing. So I think that was a factor in it, but I think if he has a week to recover, I think he can get that.
You know, the funny thing about this game is you saw a lot of guys with like bruises and nixes, and the cameras kept panning into like Creighton's guy bleeding on his shoulder after he like hooked Nathan Mensah and all this stuff. It's like, hey, we're in March, man. Everybody's got their nicks, everybody's got their bumps and bruises. Mr. Mignard, can I call you Coach Mignarez? Is that the next title?
There's a
Coach
Mignarez.
Mignarez.
I guess I could be a Coach Mignarez, yeah.
Nah, we don't deal with.
Hey, did you guys win yesterday, Mike? That championship game?
We did. Yeah, we won both.
Congrats, bro.
Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, big win. We beat West Hills 4-2 in the final. Took care of Calexico in the opener.
That's Helix, right?
Yeah, Helix High. Helix High won the Coastal Classic Championship yesterday over at Korea Middle School. Kind of nice. Yeah, my thought on the game, you know, I mean, it's kind of sad that we have to advance to our first Final Four and a bit of a controversial call where the announcers can't be happy for us, where the analysts can't be happy for us, where the haters have ammunition now. You know, I mean, it's kind of the Aztec way, right? I mean, what would be expected? You know, it's not going to be easy. We're not going to be, you know, glad-handed and get our flowers. It's going to be like, nope, you're going to have to scrap and fight, and we're going to take that bone out of that dog's mouth, man. We're there. We're hungry. But I will tell you, for all those people who are saying it came down to one call, squeeze me, Creighton, what'd you shoot from behind the arc? You shot 12% from behind the arc. You want to talk about why you lost the game? Don't look at the guys in the stripes. Look at the guys shooting behind three. You went 12% for one of the best offensive teams in the country. Dutcher said the most complete offensive team that we would face all year was today. Did they get their scoring average? Not even close. They scored 23 points in the second half. 23 for one of the best offensive teams in the country. 23, and you're gonna make a complaint about one call. Please hit a three.
Of course.
Now I want to take this over to Fiend though, because Fiend has been all about Lamont Butler Island, and Lamont Butler 18 points, 8 of 11 field goals, 2 3-pointers. I mean, he's the high scorer in this game, and you wouldn't really be able to know because he just did it in such a steady fashion, such an attacking fashion. He took it to the hole as much as possible as he could, but the defensive side is really where he's made a big impact. Fiend, talk to us a little bit about Lamont Butler and just what he's meant to this team.
I mean, you know, you could just as he was the South region on the all South region team, and he could have just as easily been the MVP. You know, Darian Trammell got the MVP award, but Lamont was huge, especially on the defensive end. Today, his offensive performance was amazing too, but the job that he did on Ryan Nemhart, who is a great point guard. That guy went for 30 points, I think, in one of the games in the NCAA tournament. And then the job that he did on Trey Alexander when he was on him, that guy is a great shooter, and he was having a hard time getting open looks. You look at, Mike, you were saying about how they couldn't hit a three. Look at what their guard shot. Look at what Shireman shot. Look at what Nemhart shot. Look at what Trey Alexander shot. They all went cold. And that is because of our guards, not just Lamont, but also Darren Trammell, Matt Bradley, Parrish, Seiko. We have just been locking down and clamping down on teams this whole tournament. And that has been the reason why we are advancing to our first Final Four.
So like we said, Lamont Butler, 18 points, Darren Trammell, 12, Nathan Mensa with 8 points, guys. I want to talk a little bit about Mensa Mania. Man, I'm telling you guys, I've been wearing this shirt. Every time I wear it, we win. The one day I did not wear it, we lost. So I'm keeping this sucker on. Mike, you can clown me all you want about how stanky it is.
I have, bro. I haven't. I've worn this. I've worn this since Vegas, and I haven't worn it. And I went and gave my wife a hug. She's like, "You stink. Get out of here, dude." The fact that you haven't got a stain on that's ridiculous. I don't know how. I mean, a white shirt that's incredible. That's the most thing.
You're like, it's the smell of March Madness, baby.
Yeah. Real quick. Hey, real quick though. The podcast after Charleston, I said Trammell was going to take off.
You did.
And you look at,
did.
you know, and you got to have a lot of magic, and you have to have guys having the games of their lives. Against Alabama, Trammell had his best game all year, but it was a cumulative effort around him. You know, same thing today, man. I mean, Micah Parrish and Matt Bradley shot what, 1 of 14 with 2 points, and we still win. That's magic. That's the, you know, that is where magic comes in, man. And
yeah, Seiko, Bradley, and Parrish combined for 2 points.
yeah, it's crazy.
So a big shout out to everybody watching on YouTube. Adam Solomon, where's JP or JT? Whoever that Utah State guy posing as a Furman fan was. A Furman, they checked out of the big dance a long time ago. They're probably not watching. They're probably at home doing, I don't know, the gardening or something, whatever they're doing.
JR?
Jose Saavedra, by the way, Jordan Shackle was at the game. I did not see that. I
saw
see
him.
that.
Yeah.
He was on the court afterwards.
Okay. All right. Hey, Andrew Schneewis. I hope I said that right. Some good news is Bradley's due for a big game. I firmly believe that. I think you walk away from this Elite Eight game going into the Final Four, and you're like, you know what? Bradley has not put up a good performance these last 2 games, right? He's due. I believe so much in Matt Bradley's game in this offense. I really do. He's got the physicality. He's got the dribbling skills. He's got the playmaking ability. When he locks in, and it's going to happen, when he locks in, he's going to have that one shining moment, guys, and it's going to be glorious to see. It wasn't this game. Let's be honest. It was not this game. It was not pretty. But when it happens, it's going to be amazing. And I'm here for it. I'm waiting for it. Yes, he needs to play better. He does need to play better. But I don't think it's I don't even think it's a confidence thing. I really don't. I just think it's a focus thing. I feel like he's getting out of focus in some area. But when he finds it, watch out. Watch out.
But Mateo, I think that dismisses what he did against Alabama at the end of the game. Because he had a tough game, no doubt. But he came off the bench with, 3.5 minutes to go or something, hit 2 big buckets, and then hit those 2 free throws, stepped up to the line and made those 2 free throws. That's what you want a leader to do. Hey, I haven't had my best game, but when you need me, I'll be at my best. And he showed that against Alabama. So I don't want to dismiss that out of hand. He struggled for sure today, and he didn't find it ever. But also notice that Dutcher didn't bring him back in at the end of the game. He was sitting there on the bench, but he wasn't pouting. He was into it. You could tell he was into it. He's rooting for his guys. And so I have a lot of respect for Matt Bradley. I think my respect for him continues to grow. I think it'd be easy to go out there and hunt shots and try to get your 12 and your team loses by 8. You're like, yeah, but I got my 12. I'm there. It's much harder to be recognized and featured in the pregame and have your picture up there and say, this is your key player for SDSU, and be held scoreless. And you'd still be happy when your team wins. That shows a lot of what this team is about and how he's bought into the culture of San Diego State. So you know what? For me, props for Matt Bradley. I'm not giving up on him. I'll be looking for him in Houston to have a big game. Absolutely.
We don't get by College Charleston without Matt Bradley.
Yeah.
It's 17. So we've had 4 different guys in the 4 games be the leading scorer. That we're a team. Everybody talks about on the pregame. Clark Kellogg picked the 2 underdogs. I don't know if we've been picked once by Clark Kellogg. You know what I mean? The 2 underdogs and then the 2 favorites. So whatever, dude, that's all good. Keep picking against us. But we're a team. We're a conglomeration of a team. And, as long as they keep winning, I don't think these guys give a shit who scores more. They want to win. That's why Matt Bradley's, I just want to win, man. He could be demonstrative if you wanted, but he's not that kind of kid. And that just kind of shows you the kind of kids that Dutcher recruits and brings into the program, as opposed to some of these other programs who just want players and not good. We bring in guys who are good character guys who are also good basketball players.
So Mike, you said something, and we kind of had a little bit of a back and forth in the last episode. And we were talking about okay, technically this is the greatest team, the most accomplished team. And I kind of gave you a little pushback. I was like, technically. And you were like, no, not technically. They are. Now we can say they are after they beat Alabama and now we're in the Final Four, right? Now we can say that. Shout out to who was it that said we have had a different high score in every single game in this tournament, right? This is a total team, like what you're saying. This team has accomplished something that we've never seen at San Diego State. But let's take it back to what you're saying, because okay, when it comes to Matt Bradley, and he's a transfer that came in. Darren Trammell is a transfer that came in. We're never going to see another team like this 2023 Aztecs basketball team. We're never going to see another team like this. And I say that, and this may be a cold water take. People may not like to hear this, but COVID was a curse to us for that 2019 team, right? It ended our chances, but it's been a blessing on the back end because it's allowed us to have these super seniors with that extra COVID year, whether it's Bradley, whether it's, Seiko, Mensa, all these guys hanging around for that next extra year, that maturity that we've been able to muscle up on guys. We're never going to see this ever again, God willing, right? Hopefully we don't have another worldwide pandemic, but Dutcher and what this program has been able to do with the transfer portal, he said it on the news on the press conference before this game. They've activated the transfer portal before it was even popular, before it was even a thing. So to have homegrown guys like Mensa, like Butler, like Kishad, and then you sprinkle in these transfers, and they buy in. Like what you're saying, Mike, hey, if you miss some shots, you're not going to pout about it. It's not about me. You buy into the program's philosophy and you hustle on defense. You make other things happen that don't come up on the stat sheet.
Yeah. I mean, this is a total team. This is the epitome of a total team. No, there's very unselfish, not like other teams haven't been unselfish, but this is everything you would ever want in a team. And you know what it all starts with Dutcher. Like, listen to his interviews, man. Like, he, putting his arm around Trammell when he was, getting emotional, which he should, because it's a big thing for him in his whole life. But look at how happy Dutcher is. I think he's like, I have a national title. I've been to all this and that. I want to win as much as you guys, but I'm so happy for these kids because I want to teach these kids how to be good players and good, human beings. And it's so cool to see that in today's society where everybody's me, look at me, look at all this on, you know what I mean? So it's like, these guys are just like, hey, we're just going to put our heads down and let's go.
You know what I love about this team is, Dutcher, the coaches, the players, they've all had each other's back from day one. Bringing in transfers is not easy, and there's an adjustment period. And I got to call, I have to, say I was wrong because I called out some of these guys earlier on in the season while they're going through that adjustment period, right? While Dutcher is sort of molding this masterpiece that we see today, right? And he does that almost every year. They get better throughout the year. I think myself, I was a little disappointed that, hey, we didn't get like a 2 or 3 seed and, play out in the West region where we could all see him. We got shipped out to Louisville as a 5 seed, having to play the number 1 seed in all of the tournament. And, I was just, really kind of upset about that because we slipped up earlier on in the season, but we needed that adjustment period. We needed that adversity to get to where we're at now. And so I just admire the job that the coaches, the staff, the players, Dutcher have done, sticking together and not, tuning out that noise, even from fans within the program itself. And so, Aztec Nation, we are just, we're thrilled to be where we're at and to keep this going, man. Keep it moving along, and on to Houston we go.
So I do want to show some extra love to Nathan Mensah. I know we got to talk about some of the clutch baskets he had, and some of the defense that he played in this game. You know, to have transfers come in and buy in, that's one side of the story, right? For guys coming into this program. But what about the guys who have paid their dues? You know what I mean? What about some of the guys who have been here as freshmen, went through some of the difficulties to get to this super senior position? There's no doubt in my mind, guys, that Nathan Mensah, when I watch his game today, there were shots that he's taken all year, and especially in this game, where you look at it and you're like, dude, he's shooting that with a lot of confidence. There's no doubt in my mind, he has worked on his offensive game so much in this offseason. This is a big year for him. And you can see the skill is there, the touch is there, but the opportunities haven't necessarily been there for him this season. So to see him perform against a big dude, a big body these last two games, he's gone against, we were outsized, out physical, if you want to say, you know, these last two games. And Nathan Mensah has stood up 5 blocks against Alabama. Are you kidding me? And this game, he bodied up. How do you say his name? Kochmeyer or something like that? Kalkbrenner. He bodied him up all game long. I don't know what else you could say about Nathan Mensah, man.
Well, I think it's exciting, right? I mean, first play of the game, they went to him down low in the block, and he scored over Kalkbrenner. I mean, what a tone setter, right? Hey, you got your 7-footer. He's 7'4" wingspan. But guess what? We're not afraid of that. We're going to go in right away and challenge you. What a nice tone setter for the game, that we're coming in, we know what you have, and we're going to attack your best. Okay, awesome. Now, was it uncomfortable when he shot that one at the free throw line and he missed it badly short? Yeah, I felt like he was aiming the ball on that one. I felt like he was willing the ball to go in instead of just shooting it freely. But you know what? The next time he got that same shot, he rose up, no hesitation, shot it smooth, nothing but net. That's the mark of somebody who, like you've said, has worked on his game, built his confidence, and you see his teammates have confidence in him. And that's a great job of coaching to get him to that point and to get to the other players to believe in
to find their place and score. You know, we don't need every 5 guys with 15 plus points. Give us 1 or 2 guys with 15 or 16 and the rest with 7, 8 each or whatever. And, you know, our defense is ridiculous, man. The fact that we're holding teams to 20 plus points underneath their season average that are supposed to be the best offensive teams in the country. You know, physically, we just wore out Alabama. I mean, they were 19-year-old kids compared to 22-year-old kids. It's a totally different body style. And Creighton has like 5 starters and then 1 guy off the bench, maybe 2. But they were tired. They were exhausted at the end. And then we lucked out. Magic, that one where what's his name? I think Alexander hit it, shot it, and hit the rim like 3 or 4 times and fell off. And Colbert couldn't grab it, and Mensah grabbed it. He hit it out of bounds. Those are the kind of plays that you need to continue to go your way. And knock on wood, they've been going our way.
I think Mensah had the meme of the tournament. And he had the thumbs down. Yeah. Gladiator thumbs down. That's great. I mean, that you know, we talk about that one shining moment video, right? And in years past, it's been so disappointing because we're one and done, and all our guys, you know, the only clips we see are our guys crying, you know, on the sidelines. And now we're going to get to see in that video, you know, those moments from these last, you know, 4 games that we've had in this tournament. And it's just beautiful. I mean, whatever happens from here, you know, we've had a magical run and some great memories, and, you know, we should be really proud of where we're at.
So shameless plug, guys, because we obviously have an NIL deal with Nathan Mensah. Everybody, listen, I've been wearing this shirt. Every time we wear it, we win. Go support Nathan Mensah. It's a tangible way that you can do it right now. sonsofmontezuma.com. Go buy the shirt and support your boy. Okay, I see you guys on YouTube. RC Gooner, this team is family. I love that in Game Time Ready. If you guys listen to the lyrics of Game Time Ready, it's our intro. What does Tim Shelton say? Team on 3, family on 6. And you hear the team do that when they wrap up their huddles. It's an amazing tradition that this team has built since the days of Steve Fisher. Happy birthday, Steve Fisher, the other day. Got the big win for him and the Final Four for him. So I see you guys on YouTube. Thanks for all your positive commentary. Your excitement makes me smile. Your time is appreciated. Thank you, Janet Dabbert. Appreciate you. Clinton Moses. Great show, gentlemen. Keep up the great work. It doesn't go unnoticed. Hell, I wish Pac teams had a live show like this one. Well, they're about to have a live show like this one because it's about to happen. San Diego State breaking it. Creighton actually had a good first half, but we did wear them out with waves of substitutions, and that's what this team is. They're a team, a deep team. Okay, let's breathe. Let's breathe. Breathe in the good, breathe out the bad. We're in the Final Four, guys. Did we ever think we would be wearing the white jersey in the Final Four? That's exactly what we're going to do when we play FAU. Are you kidding me? FAU? Like, I've never even heard of this school until a couple years ago. FAU. And that's not talking trash. I'm just being real. FAU, Florida Atlantic. I watched them the other night. This team is deep as well. They're very physical in the athletic sense. They're not crazy big. They do have a big Russian dude there in the center, though. He's like freaking Drago. We're going to have to, hey, we got to muscle up with him. Nathan Mensa's going to have to go to work again. But I see you guys in the chat, and you guys are saying, can we talk about Jaden Ledee coming back home to Houston? He's going to have to contribute against this big Russian center. Jaden Ledee. Can we talk about Jaden Ledee, guys? Can we just show some Jaden Ledee love? Anybody?
Tyler, why don't you take it?
Okay. Yeah, I think Ledee was really good in Alabama, I believe. He had a couple mid-range, so against the big guys, I think it kind of made them, go out there a little more than we were be able to drive. And I think he did that in the first half too. So I think Kalkbrenner had to be more out on the perimeter, maybe get him a little tired. So I think it feels like Ledee doesn't play like a lot of minutes for some reason, but when he plays, it's like I always notice, especially like the last two games. And I think he had like 3 offensive rebounds, which obviously were big because there weren't a lot of points. So I also have to say something about the Field of 68 podcast. They've been putting some. They said that San Diego State, how they play is bad for basketball. So
I don't
agree.
F those guys, and they like that. I like the Field of 68. I listen to it, but it gets tiring because all their takes are about the Power 6, teams, the blue blood teams. They think that the mid majors are kind of bad for basketball, and it doesn't make for good product, especially with the way San Diego State plays. But you know what? They keep picking against us, and I'm just loving it that they're having to eat their words, after every game. So, back to Jaden Ledee. Look at his journey. Guy was a highly recruited player and went to Ohio State, and it didn't work out there. And then he transferred a little closer back home to TCU, and it didn't really work out there as well. The third time is a charm, and now he is having the most success and going to the farthest he's ever gone in his collegiate career with San Diego State. And now he gets that opportunity to come home with his family there. His family, Herb and Sherry, are just great people. If you get a chance to follow them on Twitter, they're great follows. His younger brother, Kyrie, I think he's like in 5th grade, met him at the Mountain West tournament. We got to recruit him when he's the appropriate age. And I kind of laying the seeds there at the Mountain West tournament. But Jaden Ledee has been so instrumental as far as just the muscle on this team and the nonstop motor that he has. And the guy just never quits. And all those offensive rebounds, we need every single one of them. And I thought today maybe he pressed it a little bit too much. He was trying to force some things instead of just letting the game come to him. But I mean, when he's on the floor, you know that you're going to tire out their bigs, and he's going to get some valuable rebounds and some valuable minutes for you. And his defense has just improved so much over the course of this season. Looking at, how he has grown as a player. I really hope, he's coming back next year. We're not there to really talk about that yet. But I'm just excited for him. There was an article in the paper, the Houston paper, about him. I mean, that's pretty awesome. Like when you're getting the accolades and not your hometown Houston Cougars, who were a one seed and got knocked out in the Sweet 16. They're not getting the limelight. So I'm very happy for him, and hopefully, if we get to go to the Final Four, get to see his parents and his brother.
Yeah, and let's not, Feeney, I think great job on that. The thing I want to add is that we can't forget that in this age of instant gratification, where everybody's leaving and wants to play right away and wants to be a starter and a star right away, what did he have to do when he got to San Diego State? He had a redshirt a year, sit out a year. That had to be hard. That had to be hard for somebody coming from Ohio State to TCU, now to San Diego State, to sit out that year and dominate in practice, as we've heard all last year. He was a beast. Give him 4 of the walk-ons, and they'll beat the starters. That's what we were hearing all last year about practice. And he's come in and been a difference maker in the low post. We are a so much better team when he is in the low post, being a scoring threat. Somebody that's going to either on the offensive rebound or that quick little turnaround over the shoulder shot he's got, almost a baby hook thing that he's going at with right now. He's really been consistent at it and contributing in a big way. And he's comfortable too hitting that 15, free throw line extended shot. He's adding and contributing quite a bit to this team. Really happy for him, because it had to be hard sitting out last year and being a red shirt. And now he's proven that year was valuable to him and his game, and he's contributing in a big way.
Shout out to RC Gooner 2002 on YouTube. He says, we are the Detroit Pistons when they had Rip Hamilton and Ben Wallace. Nobody cared for their brand of basketball, but that won the NBA final. Man, I hated that team. They beat my Lakers, but they were a good team, and it was all defense. So I used to help assistant coach. I was an assistant coach at like a little rec league up there in Mira Mesa. It was like a blast. You're just coaching little kids, teaching them how to play the fundamentals of the game. And we won the championship. And that championship game, we were screaming out, play Piston D, Piston D. That was like the mantra of that championship team, Piston D. That Piston defense was amazing that year. They took down the Lakers. I'm not going to go there, but hey, let's talk about Ladie a little bit more, though, because that style, and like what you said, Tyler, like that style that the Aztecs are playing right now, it's not attractive, right? Nobody is really going to gravitate towards that. People want to see the 3-point ball. They want to see the high flying, but dude, we're athletic as any team out there is. I don't know if you guys read the Ziegler article a couple days ago, and he was talking about how the transition this team made offensively when they made that jump, and it was really getting the ball to the bigs down low. And that's when this offense really turned the corner. So for anybody who's watching Aztecs basketball right now, watch the games, right? Ladie's getting the ball down on the block. A rope AG is getting the ball down on the block. Mensa's getting the ball down on the block. And the offense is really, really just hammering it down deep, because that's our advantage. And the tactic they're using is really just getting positioned way deep down and literally like walking it up to them and getting them the ball in that position deep down under the basket. How can you stop that? When you got Ladie getting the ball underneath the rim within 3-4 feet of the basket, you're not going to stop that. And if you do, well, they might get the rebound themselves. So, hey, I don't care what's attractive to, the media or to people outside of the program in San Diego. This is a winning formula, and credit to Dutcher and the crew for figuring it out and learning. I think they watched after that Arizona game in Maui, as the article says, and they turned it around, man. This offense, it's not completely pretty. But, man, I'm from the 90s. I watched 90s basketball, man. People would be throwing elbows. I mean, you were fighting, the Mahorns and I mean, come on. Got to muscle up. Mike, what's up? I see you.
Dude, you just win. Just win, baby. That's all that matters. Like all the other stuff, I know you guys are great at the metrics and the analytics, and I